Hello and welcome to Murkey's AA guide for PR version 1.1 and above, and I will just be giving the basic information on how to use the AA kits and maybe some of the assets as well to take down enemy aircraft. I won't be going into too much detail in terms of exploits and bugs and tips and tricks because the issue is that the coding for the missiles has changed fairly recently with version 1.0 coming out, and it might be due to change in the future. So I'm going to keep this video general so that it stays relevant with any future changes. So if you're sitting comfortably, enjoy. So in terms of kit, you only really have two choices. There's the Strela and the Stinger missile launchers, and they both effectively work the same. Unless you're Taliban, you don't really have a choice in terms of which kit you have. Effectively, you have one for Blue 4, one for Red 4. And I'm sure you've all read the manual, and remember that you need at least 2 people in your squad for the AA kit, similar to Sniper and Hat and Medic and SL. And you have to request them from crates, either big crates, small crates, the main base, APCs, and you're limited to 2 AA kits at the minute per team. Now, the great thing about the AA kit, besides obviously the AA missile launcher, is that you actually get the full range of normal items. So you actually still have hand grenades, smoke grenades, field dressing, and obviously a rifle, bayonet, etc. So you're not actually, by picking the AA kit, all you're really losing is the ammo from a rifleman. And it gives you the opportunity to either statically defend a position against aircraft or roll with infantry and use it to set up an AA net when you're moving. Now, obviously, you only have one shot with the AA kit, so if you have ammunition nearby, let's say you're doing static defense, you can always take as many shots as you feel you can. As soon as you get a lock, just shoot and hope for the best. But obviously, if you're moving around, there's no access to ammunition. You need to choose your shots carefully. So the most important thing to consider when trying to hit an enemy aircraft is the guidance system of the AA. First, what you want to do is obviously right-click to bring up the reticule and track the aircraft in the sky, keeping it roughly in the middle of the reticule. And when you do this, you will hear a lock-on noise, a sort of electronic tone, and when it goes from a lower to a higher pitch, that means the missile is locked onto a heat source and has become guided. A couple of quick things to note with this is that you will get the initial lock-on tone without right-clicking, so you can walk around with the AA kit, and then when you hear the tone, it means there's an aircraft nearby. Furthermore, the tone can be blocked, the guidance can be blocked by trees and other structures in the way of the aircraft. So if it moves behind something, you will lose the tone and have to start again. So if you want to actually make sure you hit the aircraft, you should track it in the sky, keeping it in the middle of the reticule. Right-click, keep it in the middle of the reticule, and with a bit of luck, after a few seconds, it should go from a lower electronic tone to a slightly higher tone, and that means the missile is locked onto a heat source and is good to go. So I'm going to be quiet for a second and give you an example of when the tone and the guidance works, and another example of when I failed to get a lock on and it doesn't work.
I'll take a look in there.
There's still one more in there.
Kyo inbound from the west.
Nice.
Is that you?
Passing right above me. Heading west, low, northwest.
It's turning north.
Okay, so the second thing to remember, which I have called the money shot, is where to actually aim the missile once you have that decent lock. And the general principle is the missile, once you have a lock on, will move towards the closest heat source there is. So naturally you want that to be the aircraft, not a flare or other heat source. And so when you get a lock on, you should position the missile so that when it launches, the closest heat source is the aircraft and nothing else. And what that means in practice is usually leading the shot. After you get a lock on, lead the shot. So for example, on that one, left to right, move the shot a little bit to the right so that the missile is closest to the helicopter in that case and not the flares. It's this basic principle of having the missile move towards the aircraft and not the flares by slightly leading the shot which causes in the footage in the background, the ones where I succeed, it's because either I have a decent quick lock and I lead the shot, or conversely I fail to get a decent lock and unfortunately flares or something else gets in the way of the missile. So that's the basic introduction to the AA kit. There are other options to take down enemy aircraft. As an infantryman, you can build the AA emplacement, which you can see there, which you can build around FOBs, and you also have some static AA defences on maps, things like the ZPUs, the quad cannons. The only thing I'd like to say about these is quad cannons are pretty cool, pretty up if you know what you're doing, but are obviously unguided. The AA emplacement, which you can see there, works in the same principle as the AA kit, and the only difference being you have 2 missiles. So the only thing I'd like to say about the AA emplacements is make sure you fire both tubes, then reload it with a rifleman. You don't want to just have 1 missile when you can have 2. So besides AA kits, you do have other options to take down enemy aircraft. Obviously you have APCs and tanks. Even small arms fire can take down helicopters and possibly jets. So if you see something that's smoking badly, or maybe a scout helicopter, consider using regular assets to take them down in a pinch. So that's all I'd like to say. Thank you for watching. Good luck practicing and good luck hunting enemy assets with your newfound AA knowledge. Finally, if you like this and found it informative, please like, subscribe, that way I know which videos I should be concentrating on and which ones are stupid and no one watches. So yeah, thank you very much and good hunting. Cheers.